It's the autistic Aussie Viking here, and this is my second video, and I'm going to talk about DC, stuff with DC. Again, it's a bad track of Arkham Origins, which was a good game, by the way. I thought it was a fun game. It wasn't as good as City or Asylum, but it wasn't bad. Let's put it this way: if you compare it to the other Arkham games, it's not that good. I mean, it's still a good game, but you know, quality-wise, it's the same. There was nothing really new in it, really. But if you put it to other games similar to it kicks its ass, you know. And it was good. The story was great, very heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking, I would say. I definitely almost cried. Anyway, this is me being me. I'm not that good at talking, which is why I'm trying to do these videos and get my talking skill up, which isn't too bad. You got to start somewhere. Nobody was born a president, and nobody was born a dictator. Nobody was born someone that could do Oscar-worthy type performance every time. You gotta learn. You gotta get there. You gotta climb the steps, climb the mountain, as it were. But anyway, going on. So, Arkham Origins was a great game. Well, I thought it was. The only downside was it was very easy. It was too easy. As in, it was a copy-paste of Arkham City with a bit of Gotham new areas. It was, yeah, it was kind of like, it's kind of cheap, but I guess it was good to see Arkham City before it turned into Arkham City. And it was that. And the new guy that did Joker and Batman were good. They were good. I'd love to hear them again in Arkham Knight. Then again, they can't be, but yeah. Which, on the subject of Arkham Knight, looked amazing. And even though they've had to delay it to the, 23rd, 24th? Between the 23rd and 25th. I don't think that's bad. They'll probably finish the game around the start of June. Or maybe 15 days into June. They'll give them, 9-10 days to get it in production, which, you know, print it, send it, that's a possibility, I guess. I'm not, again, I would say that was a good possibility. I reckon that would be it, and yeah, you get more time on it. Because here's the thing, Arkham City was done in like 2.5 years, and it's one of the best games ever made last gen. Imagine what they can do with around 4 years. This was probably, Arkham Knight was probably in development in 2011, probably halfway through 2011. You got 2012, 2013, all of 2014, and up to June to 2015, plus the half year. That's about, four and a half, or 4.25 years. I'm excited to see what they do with their talent in that much time given. This and Witcher 3 are my most going to be played games until Halo 5 and the new Doom, which, even though I haven't seen anything yet from what I've heard, I just told that in the last video, but yeah, new Doom sounds like it's going to be amazing. Anyway, let's move on to the movies of DC. Now, I'm a big DC fan, I'm also a Marvel fan. I do enjoy DC a lot. I enjoy it better than Marvel, but that's not to say I don't like Marvel. I mean, Miss Marvel and Marvel is amazing, even though I think that the whole Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel thing, DC can't use it, because the idea was back when Shazam was made, for those that don't know, Shazam is the wizard that gives Billy Batson his powers to become Captain Just said it. Captain Marvel, yeah. So that, your mind gets crisscrossed, you know. The way I think is, it's like, I'll start with one thing and then I'll move to another one. Just like what I did here. But anyway, yeah, Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel, not Shazam, and I hate it when people say Shazam is the wizard that gave him the powers, not Captain Marvel. And what happened was, even though Captain Marvel was done by Fawcett Comics, I think it was, and after it was cease and desist because Captain Marvel was too much like Superman, he was on the back burner for a while. I don't think he was made anything for like 20 years, and then DC bought him and bam. But in that time there was another Captain Marvel made, which from what I understood could just basically was useless, and this Captain Marvel was not the Marvel's Captain Marvel. It was actually a Captain guy who its arm and head and body can just detach and reattach. He sounded pretty dumb. Just like that arm popping guy from, I think, Legion of Superheroes. He's, yeah, pretty dumb. So then what happened was, after that, Marvel's like, hey, let's take it. We're called Marvel, let's just take it. So they took the name, and even though DC couldn't call Captain Marvel as in the original. You can still call him Captain Marvel in DC, but you couldn't call him Captain Marvel on like the cover of the comics, from what I understood. So they just called it Shazam or something like that. But I kind of wish with the Shazam movie coming up, they could have called it Captain Marvel, but that would definitely piss off that. Well, for what? Well, that might piss people off because I think the Captain Marvel from Marvel would come out and be like, oh, it's a rip off and all that. And most people these days don't do their research, but that's fair enough. I mean, you can't win everything, and they both. I reckon they're both gonna be great films. I mean, The Rock was perfectly done as Black Adam. Him and Jon Stewart. If he was Jon Stewart or Black Adam, they're the perfect roles for him, and I'm very excited to see where this goes on. Now, the DC movies. Let's go to DC. Okay, so we got Batman vs Superman coming up. Now, that I cannot wait for that. Now, people are saying there's too much people in the film. There's too much. It's going to be overclouded and all that. You've only got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, who's going to have, I think, 20 minutes all up in the whole film. Cameos from Aquaman and Ray Fisher, who's not even going to be Cyborg yet. He'll probably get hurt or something like that. Because if he's going to be in the next film, he'll probably get really hurt in this film, and you'll probably see him, and maybe there'll be an after-credit sequence where you see him and all that together, becoming Cyborg or something like that. Something probably. Yeah, who knows how to do it. But there's not much characters. If you consider, look at Avengers Age of Ultron. You've got Iron Man, you've got Fury, you've got Ultron, Quicksilver's sister, Wanda, so I lost her name for a second there, Black Widow, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, and I think a few more characters which couldn't paste on now. If you haven't kept count, that's 9 people plus. Most likely they'll bring me. They might bring the guy that got killed in the first Avengers and he was in Shield. I can't remember his name. Agent Coulson. They might bring him in too. Plus the girl from
the helicopter crashed when round
plus the girl from How I Met Your Mother. So again, that's 10, 11 people. Plus they might add more. Now. People aren't going crazy and saying that's overcluttered. Again, 11 to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, 5 to 6 people. That's not including cameos. I think people just hate on DC because they can. They think DC is just trying to copy it. Well, copy Marvel's thing. Well, that's the thing. Marvel did a great thing. They did it first, sure.
This man's a member of SWAT.
I guess you could probably. That's debatable for some people. Marvel did a great job. Why not copy it? I would copy it if I was in that position. But they're taking the idea of doing superhero movies, but they're cutting it down. Instead of having 5 or 10 films, then Justice League, they're doing 2, 3. Well, actually 3, because I think 3, because Suicide Squad I think comes out before Justice League. So they'll have about 3 films and then move on to the Justice League film. So they're cutting it down. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As a fan of DC and Justice League, I wanted a Justice League after Avengers, and I knew when Avengers got popular, I was just like, yep, they're going to make a Justice League film. I hope they hurry up, and they're doing it well. And I think it's going to be a good film. Batman vs Superman, and then we get Wonder Woman, then Justice League and all that. Wonder Woman comes.
I should scan the area.
After, I think, even though it shoots, I think. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm trying to think. Does Wonder Woman come out before Justice League or before Batman vs Superman? Because I heard they're filming this year. It should. Well, usually films take about 3, 4, 5-ish months, and you got about 3, 4 months to edit it all together with special effects. So they might.
But his trail ends here.
Because I did a film course for 3 years and I learned a few things. But then again, that's for Australia.
There are numbers on the bullet casing.
I have no idea how it would work in Hollywood and all that yet. Hopefully, I hope to get there one day, but. One must always try little things to get to the big ones, as it were. But yeah, I think they're going to be great. I can't wait to watch Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, the Cyborg film, Green Lantern again, even though I enjoyed the original. Even though when I watched the original, I watched the uncut director's cut, which was longer and actually had more emotion and all that. You saw his dad die and such, so that's probably why I like that film, sure. Although I had Parallax. That wasn't Parallax. That was just a giant smog monster similar to Galactus in Fantastic Four too. But I still like that movie, Fantastic Four too, other than Galactus. So, that's it, really. Now let's move on to. Well, actually, also before I move on to the next thing, I gotta say the new Aquaman film looks amazing. Well, and by amazing I mean the shot we got released of Aquaman. I cannot wait until that film comes out. Because I think Jason Momoa is also another fantastic casting decision. And on that, actually, just remembered, this is what things we autistic people do. We remember stuff just out of nowhere. Even if I wrote it down, I'd be off scripter. So, and I also kind of, I don't hate scripts, but if I want to talk my mind, I'll talk my mind, sort of thing. But on that, Batman. Now, people have been hating on Batman, and by Batman I mean Ben Affleck's Batman. People need to understand this, that I think he will be great. Not only does he look the part, especially from the animated series, but he is a massive Batman fan. He has his own Batcave. Now, to me, getting an actor who not only looks the part, but also loves the character, that's perfect. That is perfect. I think he might be the best Batman we've ever had. Or at least one of the best. I would go as far to say one of the best. That's why I'm excited for it. I'm very excited to see how he goes. And I do like how they're doing the whole Dark Knight Returns. I hope they don't do all of the Dark Knight Returns because I don't think it would fit. I mean, bringing the mutants in you can do. Bring an old bad, fairly old, 40-year-old-ish Batman who's lost his way because Jason died. Do. But don't do it all because remember at the end of Dark Knight Returns, he kind of died and he faked his own death and hid away, and that doesn't really sound like it would work in the whole he hides away and the next film he comes up in Justice League as a member. I hope they do with Justice League, very similar to the Justice League cartoon by Bruce Timm and many others, but I can always remember Bruce Timm because when I grew up watching Bruce Timm's Batman and Superman, and I know he had other help, but I can always just remember Bruce Timm's name and it was just easier to understand. But I cannot wait until he understands. But I can but I do hope that they follow some Justice League Unlimited stuff. Like, let's put it this way. If we get a speech of the whole from Superman, if he ever fights Darkseid about living in a world of cardboard and the only one that can dish out his power is Darkseid, I would love it because that was the most fantastic end speech that Superman's ever done. I also want to see Batman sing. Because, you know, he sang in that episode when Diana got turned into a pig because they're totally in love. Which I ship, by the way. I totally ship that. And I hope to God they don't do New 52. Let's ship with Batman, with Wonder Woman and Superman. Oh, that's just too easy and really kind of dumb. There's not much that they're similar, but they're too similar. It's too easy. It's too easy. You can't really have much fun with character writing in that sort of sense. Anyway, moving on. So, I'd love to see Superman do the whole speech, Batman sing, and Wonder Woman getting hit in the face by the butt of a rifle, and then turning around with the most craziest look on her face, like, I am going to kill you, get the fuck out of here. When I saw that, I couldn't help but go like, that's it. You just fucked Wonder Woman off. Run.